Many moons ago, when I had a job, when I was at work, I was at work. I wasn't available to friends or loved ones. And for many of us that are self-employed or have tiny businesses and have some control over our schedule, I bet you get requests coming in from friends and loved ones saying, "Hey, you're free, you're not working." And if you don't have an appointment in your schedule with a client, say, it can be hard to hold the space for yourself. This is Mark Silver with Heart of Business, and let's talk about this. One of the very first modules we ask people in our learning community to go through is the Being Sustainably Self-Employed module. And part of that is around how do you create a sustainable schedule. And there are definitely some things to it that are helpful. But the main thing that I want to say in this short video is that it is okay for you to define your working hours. And your working hours are your working hours. And they can be in small chunks, they can be in big chunks. You can do it exactly how you want to do it. You know, you can start work at 11 a.m., you can work till 8 p.m. if that's your best rhythm. You can work for 3 hours and then take a 2-hour break and then work for 3 hours. You can do whatever you want. And I support that. And I think that that's one of the wonderful things about having control over your schedule. However, what I do recommend you do is that you write it down. You put it in your calendar. You say to yourself clearly when you're working, when you're not working. Doesn't mean you have to have the same schedule every day or every week. It can vary, you know, and you can even shift it at the last minute. You can do whatever you want. But the reason that you want to write it down is that it gives you support. One of the wisest things I heard over the years is from my friend Michael Bungay-Stanier of Box of Crayons, who wrote The Coaching Habit. And he had said, you know, one of the keys to making difficult decisions is to make them before they're difficult. I don't know if he said that exactly, but that's what stuck with me. He said something like that, very similar. Sorry, Michael, if I misquoted you. But like with your schedule, instead of having someone come to you and say, "You're not working, come help me move," or "Come help me pack," or "Come help me do this," and your heart goes, "Of course I want to help. This is my loved one, but oh my God, I need to work on my business, but I don't have any set things. I don't even know what I'm working on. I feel a little lost." If you have your schedule written down, then your schedule can speak for you. You can say, "Gosh, I would love to do that. I'm working." And you don't have to explain. I think this is the biggest key for so many of us, is that you don't have to explain. You don't have to explain, "Oh, I'm working on this project and this thing and it's difficult." A lot of times we get caught up in trying to justify or explain why we're not available. And I want you to drop the need to explain. If all you say is, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm working. I'm committed at that time. I can't do that, even though I'd love to," people will go, "Oh, okay," and that's it. They don't have to know that you're, you know, maybe doing some emotional struggle, getting clear on your marketing, and it's a task you've been avoiding, and so the time that they asked you to do something, you'd actually be sitting there struggling emotionally and not necessarily being that productive, but still maybe doing a small healing process with yourself, or maybe kind of playing with something or whatever. It's not productive, but who cares? It's not their business. You don't have to be super productive in order to be worthwhile saving time to be with your business. That's in fact part of your job. Running your business is to have those unproductive times to wrestle with things so that you can get to the productivity eventually. Does that make sense? You have to have those times. And if your schedule speaks for you because you've written it down already, because you've already identified when you're working and when you're not, even if you just did it that morning, then you can even say to someone, "Let me check my schedule. You know what? I checked my schedule and I am committed. I can't help you. I really want you to have the support you need to give your business the attention it needs. And that's really it. It's really very simple. How does that feel? What do you notice? Do you already do that or do some version of that? Can you take it a step further? I wish the very best to you and your business.